Good morning. Today is Wednesday, February 9th. I'm Danielle Wiggins with your 3 News Now morning update. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on the WKYC Facebook and YouTube pages. We start with Holly for a check of today's mild forecast.
Danielle, thanks. And we're mild today, as you said, and we're looking at rain and snow chances as we get into midday and beyond. Scattered and light and mainly just rain chances this afternoon. I mean, it's not every February 9th that's what we're talking about. With upper 30s, low 40s, we'll definitely gradually melt some snow. We'll get this breather in between, and then overnight and into especially the start of our Thursday, we'll have on and off snow showers for tomorrow. It's all about timing. This is not a major storm, so I want to make sure that we establish that, especially after last week. But we could pick up a healthy coating tomorrow morning. We'll, of course, have you updated as always, get you where you need to be safe and sound. Tomorrow's highs in the 30s, more seasonal, back in the 40s on Friday. And then looking ahead to the big Super Bowl weekend, you see it right here in WKYC. It's going to be colder. In fact, Sunday's high around 20. Valentine's Day in the mid-20s, a few flurries, and 30s back on Tuesday. Danielle, back to you.
All righty, thank you so much, Holly. And students at one local high school taking a stand, staging a walkout over what they call sexist treatment by administrators. This was the scene yesterday at Brush High School in Lyndhurst. Students told 3 News that the protests were over 2 assemblies held last week, one for male students and one for female students. The reason, to reinforce the school dress code. But students say they're upset because girls were told that the way they dress influences how the boys behave. We talked to sophomore Lillian Anderson, who organized the walkout.
Instead of the boys being told that they were responsible, the girls were taken to a room and said that it was their job, it was their clothing, and that they had to cover up, and that they had to be the mature ones in the situation, and that the boys were less mature, so that we had to lead them to the right path.
Lillian also said female students feel ignored by the administration. South Euclid Lyndhurst School said they are aware of the concerns and they will treat them with the utmost importance and urgency. And a woman's body was found on the ice at Edgewater Park Tuesday evening. The Coast Guard and police responded to the call. Authorities tell us her body was found about a half-mile from the pier. No information on a possible cause. Cleveland police are investigating. And after a year and a half, the man wanted for the murder of 18-year-old Nakia Crawford is in custody. U.S. Marshals arrested 19-year-old Adarius Black in Georgia. He will soon be extradited back to Ohio to face charges. Crawford was shot in broad daylight in Akron in June 2020 while running errands with her grandmother. And the plow driver responsible for damaging more than 50 vehicles in Erie County is off the job. The Ohio Turnpike fired snowplow operator Timothy Rayke for what they call negligent behavior that endangered life, property, and public safety. Rayke was headed westbound on the turnpike when he plowed snow, ice, and slush over the median into oncoming traffic. And the FDA has announced the recall of some at-home COVID-19 tests. SD Biosensor issued a recall of its Standard Q COVID-19 AG home test earlier this month because the tests were illegally imported into the U.S. According to the announcement, the tests are not authorized, cleared, or approved by the FDA for distribution or use in the U.S. The agency issued the recall out of an abundance of caution. The FDA said consumers who do have the test should discard them and not use them. And supply chain problems are challenging florists ahead of Valentine's Day. Uh-oh, say it ain't so. Well, the owner of Room to Bloom Floral in Garfield Heights says the impact of supply chain slowdowns is making it hard for them to get glass vases and ribbons. In Ohio City, the owner of Urban Orchid says it can be challenging to get flowers from Central and South America into U.S. ports and to their shops due to labor shortages and transportation backups. But both are still doing what they can to get customers what they want. And the Cincinnati Bengals are on the ground in California. A plane carrying the team staff, players, and coaches landed at LAX yesterday afternoon. So players and coaches, you can see here, they were dressed in all white. Their team warm-ups there walked down the stairs of the plane and over to a line of 8 buses waiting to take them to their destination. So this is the first Super Bowl appearance for the Bengals since 1988 when they lost to the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, so we have a special edition of our Best News segment this morning as our extended Go family is celebrating a big birthday. Yes, right here. My grandmother, Doris Wagner, is turning 100 years old today. So in honor of this special milestone for the matriarch of the Wagner family, Mayor Justin Bibb and Congresswoman Shontel Brown released proclamations naming today Doris Wagner Day. So my family also accepted a special proclamation on behalf of Grandma Wagner at Cleveland City Council meeting Monday night. My grandmother, who lives in Cleveland, was married for 46 years, birthed 11 children, has 23 grandchildren and 44 great-grandchildren, and then 12 great-great-grandchildren. And right there, that's fat baby me on the left and my son on the right. So happy birthday, Grandma. Okay, so the nominees for this year's Oscars were announced. And the movie with the most nominations is Netflix, The Power of the Dog, with 12 nominations, including Best Picture. The sci-fi epic Dune came in second with 10 nominations. Also in the Best Picture field, another nominee in the category, the musical remake West Side Story, which also has Steven Spielberg up for Best Director, marking the 6th consecutive decade he's received a nomination. Jane Campion, director of The Power of the Dog, is now the first woman to be nominated twice for Best Director. The winners will be announced on March 27th at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. Well, congratulations to all of them. Well, thank you for taking time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Our digital team will continue to bring you the stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and beyond. Make sure you continue to check our social media pages and WKYC.com throughout the day. I'm Danielle Wiggins, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on Go, starting at 4:30 a.m. Have a great day, everybody.